Hi, welcome to my home. I run this home off a solar powered inverter, but I have a little problem here. Every time I want to on or off my inverter, I have to make this little trip. First, out of my workshop, into the lobby, out of the lobby, into the living room, and out of the living room again, over to the staircase, and down the staircase I descend, the first staircase, descending the second staircase, because I have my setup right underneath the step. And here I am finally. I can finally on or off my inverter. But this trip is tiring, and I want to make sure this is the last time I make this trip. And if I'm having this problem, I'm assuming you do too. So we're going to solve this by installing a smart relay into my inverter. This will enable me to on or off the inverter right from my workshop or from anywhere I might be in the world. Welcome back. We are going to be demonstrating this concept using a very small UPS inverter, and here I have a cable that connects directly to the battery of the UPS just to keep the UPS sustained for the purpose of this demonstration. And normally, if you want to power on or off the UPS, you would have to press this red power switch button in front of it, and if I want to off it, I press the same button all over again. Now, in order to integrate SmartRelay into this device, we need to trace the electrical cable that this power switch is actually connected to, and we'll connect the SmartRelay over to that. This is the SmartRelay switch we're going to be using. First, I'm going to turn the UPS to its side, and looking at the back of the UPS, we'll notice a very small PCB circuit back there that contains the power switch. In fact, the power switch is this guy with 6 terminals, and we will observe that there are 2 tracks that comes from the power switch that the power switch is actually closing anytime we press the switch. And this has been connected to these 2 cables on this side, and that is running over and over to the PCB right here, and that will be the 2 cable on this side. So it means if I want to power on this UPS, all I have to do is to actually joint these 2 electrical cables together. Now this is what we are going to be doing using SmartRelay. As well as joining this cable together, it is also important to actually keep the SmartRelay powered, and the SmartRelay will actually be taking its power supply from the battery that powers the inverter or the UPS. So we also need to identify the 12-volt supply that powers the UPS. As a matter of fact, I've done this here already to keep our time short, and it turns out on this terminal where the cable has been connected to, I've actually connected my own connector over there, and the 2 pins on this side, this and this, are actually the power switch for this UPS. And in fact, if I just use my tweezer to bridge these 2 pins together, you'd observe that the inverter will come up. So if I bridge this guy, every time so you see it will come up. So this is precisely what we need the SmartRelay to be doing for us. Then the power supply also turns out to be this particular terminal is actually carrying a 12-volt directly from the battery, and this happens to be the negative power supply coming from the battery. So we are going to be connecting the 12-volt supply for the SmartRelay from here and taking the ground, at the same time using the SmartRelay to bridge these 2 pins whenever we want to on or off the inverter. So I got myself a DuPont cable, and I've connected that to the SmartRelay. These two over here, the red and the black, is the power supply, 12 volts to the smart relay, while the other two here is taken from the common and the normally open of the relay. So I'm simply going to connect the other end of this cable to my inverter. Okay, so here is our connection to the inverter. This is all we need to do. This is coming from the smart relay, and I find a safe place to put the smart relay inside the inverter like this. Okay, so our connection is done. The inverter is on currently. So from here, all we are going to do is fire up our mobile app and see if we can take control of this inverter. For this demonstration, I already have my iSmart mobile app up and running. Now I'm going to simply connect to the inverter. The smart relay has created a wireless network that you can search for, and I'm just going to go to my Wi-Fi there, on the Wi-Fi, and there you see the smart relay network. So I tap on that to connect to it and then return to my mobile app. Now at the top right corner here, I can see a bell notification where the app is telling me that it has found one new device on my network. So I am going to just tap on that and tap on the smart relay and then save it. So once that is done, we can see smart relay appearing here, and anytime I tap this guy, my inverter will go off. I tap it again, my inverter will come on. And inverter now is off. This inverter is